What's up YouTube? This is another video from Self-Reliance for All, and I'm your host Claudio, and tonight we're going to be covering how to change the brake pads on a Kia Sedona 2003. I've changed a low beam not very long ago, and the video should be somewhere online for all of you to view it. So, for those that have never done it before, we're going to cover some basic steps, and those that know how to do this, bear with me. So the first thing you need to do is remove the tire. So the rule kind of goes like this. Let's say that you just have a wrench, right? So let me grab a bolt that goes to the one of the 5 bolts that removes the tire. The tire is down there. Okay, so the rule goes like this: when the nut is facing you, okay, this wrench doesn't fit the nut, but I'm just trying to go over the steps and the rule really quick. And so when the nut is facing you, the rule goes like this: left loosey, right tighty. So to loosen it up and remove the nut, the right socket or the right wrench that you have, you're gonna have to move it. Turn it to the left, okay, and then you can remove the nut. Once you put it back in, it's the opposite: left loosey and the right tighty. Okay, so to put it back in, you're gonna have to turn that wrench or socket to the right, and the nut goes back in. That one can stay there for now. I'm gonna pay attention to it when I have to put the tire back on. Tonight I got a stand, so that makes it easy on me. However, I have to hold with one hand the light. One of these things from Goodwill donation store, only $7. Perfect light for what I need right here and for any garage projects or automotive projects that you have. So we covered the basic rule one more time: left loosey, right tighty. Alright, having that done and said, tire came off, you have this facing you. The next step you want to do is remove the caliper. Okay, it's this device that right now is hanging by the shocks. Be careful if this thing falls off and it's not very the device that you're using to hold it on to have it suspended while you are changing the brakes, you're gonna be in big trouble. If you snap, one second, there you go. If you snap the fuel line, okay, if the brake line, the braking system fluid line, so if that breaks as this falls off, if this device is not very secure, then you're pretty much in trouble. So that comes off. There are only 2 bolts. Alright, 2 bolts, one here and the other one is here, right where these 2 self-made improvised hooks that hold on to it while I'm working on it. So only 2 screws to remove that. You need a 14 millimeter socket to remove the bolts. Okay, now we have to cover another basic rule. When the caliper, okay, is in place, this is where it stands. And if you look behind it, there is one room for the bolt. Let me position the camera for a second. Point it exactly. This is where one bolt goes, and the second one is at the bottom. Okay. So because, let me grab one bolt and show you what I mean. Okay, the bolt. Lift up the camera for a second. The bolt goes like this. So the head of it is facing the driver's side. Now in this case, let me see if I can put it in. There you go. So it kind of goes like this. It's facing the driver's side. The rule will be opposite than what we applied in removing the tire. So if to remove the nut was left loosey, right, tighty. Now when the head of the bolt is facing the opposite, you're gonna have to, if it goes left, you're gonna tighten it, and if you go right, like this. Let me grab a socket, just for demonstration. So to loosen it, you're gonna have to turn it right. To tighten it, when you put the caliper back in, you're gonna have to turn it left. So again, when the head of the bolt is facing the opposite way, the rule is left tighty, right loosey. Okay, so left tighty when I put it on, right loosey when I need to remove the caliper. Alright, this one got to come off. Keep it somewhere where I can find it when it's all said and done. Let's move to the brake pads. I bought this set from AutoZone. So this is the original one that comes here in the front. Right, there are 2 per caliper. If you didn't know, that's alright. You'll live and learn. So this is the old one. This is what it goes like, positioned like this. So let me see if I can just position this here for now. I'm just trying to show the difference between an old one, used one. Oops, you meant that to happen. But anyway, take a good look at this. Okay, and this is the part that rubs this disc, which is called the rotor, just to pretty much slow down the car. So look how thin this is. I would say is about 2 to 3/16 of an inch. Now let me show you a new one. Look at the thickness of it's this part, the thicker one to my right. Okay, but when you open the package, you'll see 2 different types of brake pads. Okay, and you'll be wondering which one goes where. So I have 2 because one goes. So I have these 2 and those 2. I'm going to be changing the brake pads on both sides, in the front, passenger and driver side. So in this case, it doesn't matter which side it is, passenger or passenger or driver side. But as you remove the caliper, this is what you'll see. Okay, so one of the brake pads goes here. The other one is this one. I didn't remove it all the way because I just wanted to go over with you really quick. Let me grab a flat head. What you need is a flat head screwdriver. I swear I had one here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, so what you want to do is put the head of the screwdriver somewhere towards the top of it and pry it out. See? But if this one was like this, connected, so like, oh boy, how do I do it? Just get in there, pry it slowly out. See? Just pull it, pull the handle of the screwdriver towards you, and then it comes right off. Okay? That's all you got to do. Now, there's a little spring kind of loaded device in at the bottom, but there's a difference between the one that goes on the inner side and the one that goes on the outer side. So this is what the one that goes in the outer side looks like. The outside, it just has this metal clip attached to it. These 2 little spaces that will slide onto this device is down here. There's one on top, one on the bottom. I will go over those as I will be putting the brake pads back together. But like I said, this is the outer one. No distinct features. Look at the back one. Okay, it has this little metal clip, and down here it has like this little bolt sticking out. So like I said, 4 that come in 2 pairs, and the 2 pairs are distinct from each other. So if you come upon this, don't freak out. Remember, one that has this clip goes on the inner side. The other one that has no major features goes on the outer side. I'll be closing this video for now, and I will be shooting another one. I will be probably having 3 series at the most, and because there are a few more tricks that if you do it for the first time you need to know. I want to cover everything so that when you do it yourself, it is safe to take it back out on the road and drive it without worrying that you might have missed a step. So I will see you back in a little bit. Thank you so much.